Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. We are here to help you get through your post-holiday Thanksgiving Day blues with some laughter, some cheers, some fun, some insight from a very good young man who has got great political instincts and is an amazing producer, Blake Blevins. Welcome to the show.
I have phenomenal political insight, Mike.
Well, I'm trying to build you up before I tear you down. It's kind of what journalists do. It's just the way we do this. So, and I'm not really sure I'm a journalist. I'm just a guy having fun.
Oh, geez. Mike, if you really are a journalist, then don't be looking at my old tweets.
I can't. I heard you were on Blue Sky. We do have a guest coming in. Dr. Steph Hollis is going to be here with us, frequent guest. Amanda's gone. She's on vacation. And unlike usually when I go away, Amanda makes fun of me with all of these great pictures and everything. We have none of that to make fun of Amanda today, but the week is early. We will work on it. I guess I'm going to have to Photoshop a picture and send it to you for later in the week.
Yeah.
That thing is really distracting.
It really is.
There's a lot of light shining behind me. I'm getting flashes like the police are coming in the back door. I don't know how you do that.
I definitely think the worst thing. I mean, one thing is just it's crooked. Like I heard my dad's OCD. Like the carousel is crooked.
Yeah, I might turn that off at some point in time during the show. I don't mind carousels as much as Pete does, but that one's just a massively distracting one with the flashing of lights.
And you can also constantly hear like the humming behind you as well from moving around a lot.
Yes, I was wondering like if the screen was flashing the Mike Davis Show, like Amanda had purposely set a bug in it, so we'd have to fix it. But anyway, Amanda is having a great time with her family. I've got to do some reads. Blake may have to go open the door for Steph Hollis here in just a few minutes. But let me get this done. Let's make some money so we can pay for this show so we can keep being on the air because we love being on the air. God, Davey with his rocking chair. All right, Hebert and Kresge and Associates. They're a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top levels of service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts. They also do audits, reviews, and other accounting services. And if you need a business valuation or forensic analysis and even litigation support, they can do all those things as well. You can reach Bill and Ken at 904-460-0747 or online at HebertKresgeCPA.com. And Solar Stick, it's interesting we're doing their read today. That is bothering you. I can tell. You can just shut that off. Like, established in 2000, I lost Blake's attention. Established in 2006, Solar Stick is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. Solar Stick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing right here in the nation's oldest city. And the Moultrie Creek Diner and the Anastasia Diner, these are neighborhood diners that are more than just a place to eat. They are where hospitality blooms and friends gather. Make new friends or bring your own. The coffee is always hot, the smiles are genuine, and the food tastes like home. Every meal is a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate, but the community that comes together at the table. Come see us at Moultrie Creek Diner, Anastasia Diner. Tell them Andy sent you. This week, if you tell them Notre Dame wants their leprechaun back, not sure you're going to get a discount from the Georgia fan. But it is true. Georgia stole Notre Dame's leprechaun. It is do you agree with that? Did you watch the all 8 overtimes?
That was brutal. Like you were watching that. Like it was after midnight, Mike.
In my defense, I fell asleep at the end of the second overtime, and then I woke up at the 7th overtime. I didn't miss much between those two, and I caught the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly thought that the Yellow Jackets were going to take it. So, they were like a sleeper upset like the entire year.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it all started when they were in Ireland with Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't going to be like a playoff team, but they were going to be a playoff killer though.
Yeah. One team not a playoff team or a playoff killer was Florida State this year. Doormat would be the best thing. If you've got a Florida State doormat, you have the exact replica of their season. It's true. Blake is over here he's shaking his head. It's true.
Yeah, I know it. Okay. I like Mike. This is like I'm not shaking my head and just like saying like, oh, I should have been better. Like I had a feeling that Florida State was going to be bad once like Travis left and like all their best like stars like went for the draft. Like the worst thing you guys did was go undefeated and yet lose Travis. If you guys would have lost one, they're like if you guys lost like the game before the game after Travis got injured or lost the ACC championship game, you guys wouldn't be in this bad situation.
Since we lost Travis. We are 3-11, right? We lost Travis. No, we were 3-10. We're 3-10 since we lost Travis.
Yeah,
because we beat Florida, got whooped by Georgia.
No, you guys technically lost the bowl game afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think
we were 2-9 this year, right?
2-10.
2-10. Thanks, Blake. So
I'm sorry, Mike. Do you want me to play a do you want to play a Florida?
3-11 since Jordan Travis got injured. That's a devastating injury for us. He didn't even play this year. That's just bad.
He's on the Jets somehow, and yet somehow their situation is much worse than Florida State's.
No team has gone undefeated, won 13 games in a row, 12 games in a row, whatever, and then the next season only won 2. Since like the 1950s. It's been 70 plus years. So fortunately, maybe next year we won't have to endure that yet again. We did get Hugh Freeze. UCF's coach, right? Isn't that who it is?
No, that's
it's Hugh. Who is it? It's not Hugh Freeze. It's
fact checking.
Oh, the guy that he was at Auburn for the longest time, and then he was the UCF head coach.
Gus
Malzahn. Gus Malzahn.
Yep.
So we got Gus. UCF fans were laughing at Florida State. So we'll see what happens.
See how it goes.
Thanks, Andy trolling me.
I know. I saw Andy's comments like, okay, I had to bring up Florida State at some point. But now, hey, no more Florida State football lunch bets with my dad.
No. Well, Miami did choke. Miami did choke badly at Syracuse. I knew it was coming. I knew there was a choke in there somewhere. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen against Florida State.
Yeah.
I got one more read to do. Let me do one more read. And Amanda's checking in. So we have our first time that we have a South American listener that we're aware of. We're worldwide. Does anybody watch the morning show from South America? Just asking.
Someone does.
Just asking. All right, let's get real for a second. Finding a great dentist is like finding the perfect beach spot in St. Augustine. Rare, refreshing, and absolutely worth it. Enter Dr. Stephanie Kinsley and her team at Palencia Dental. We're going to the dentist feels more like visiting a spa than sitting in that dreaded chair. Dr. Stephanie isn't your ordinary dentist. She's a community superstar. When she's not transforming smiles at Palencia Dental, she's singing her heart out in the village church choir or volunteering her time as a director of dentistry at the wonderful Wildflower Clinic, providing dental care to those who need it most. This is someone who doesn't just care about your teeth. She cares about you. And let's talk about the experience at Palencia Dental. From the moment you walk in, you'll wonder if you accidentally booked a luxury retreat. Relaxing atmosphere, check. State-of-the-art technology, double check. A dentist who can sing and make you laugh while crafting your perfect smile, that's a triple check. So why settle for just any dentist when you can have someone who's wildly talented, deeply caring, and 100% committed to your comfort? Visit Palencia Dental today at PalenciaDental.com or call 904-826-4343 to book your appointment. Palencia Dental, where smiles get the star treatment it deserves. Again, 904. Wow, that's a different number. I'm going to have to just stick with the one. There was 2 different numbers in there. So
no.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get with Davey about that. So Davey and I will talk about that. Quality control going on in the
but it definitely is a 904 now. It definitely is a 904 number.
That's a 904 number, which is what we truly care about. Right? Are we even going to take advertising from people without the 904 number? Just asking.
would you consider 386?
I would want an extra 0 on all of the monthly bills.
Okay.
All right.
There always is a Price is Right depending at so basically the more the farther you go from St. Johns County, the farther you go from 904, the more zeros it has to be.
The more zeros, and I think we'll split that with Pete 90-10. We'll keep 90 and give him 10.
Fair.
Seems fair. I'm going to cut you in the 90 section.
Thank you.
Does it sound better now?
Yes, it does.
Sounds much better now. We're going to get there. All right. Also, Task Force Hydro 1. December 14th, 2024, 3 p.m. at the Volano Beach North Shore Community Center is having their annual holiday party. If you want to sign up, go to Task Force Hydro 1's website. You can sign up. It's going to be an amazing Christmas party. Again, December 14th, 3 p.m. And we'll keep you updated on all of those things and hopefully maybe get some of those guys in here before then. All right. Where do you want to go? We can wait for Steph, so let's do some sports before Steph gets here.
Okay.
Who do you think is the best football team in college football right now?
It has to be Oregon. I know they're they're the top undefeated team right now in college football. They're the number one. They're number one for a reason. I definitely would. The debate for second is interesting for me. Because a lot of people say it's Texas. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see if Boise State makes some noise when they get their bye.
You think Boise State makes some noise? Any comment on Michigan upsetting Ohio State this weekend?
It was. I had a feeling Ohio State was going to lose. I knew it was going to be bad for us, and honestly, I know it was a punk move by the Michigan kids to put the flag down on
everybody was trying to do that.
Everyone was trying to do it, but you know what? We're the only ones that you know what? We lost 4 years in a row to you. Obviously, if I was the head coach, I would have a different reaction. But just as a casual Ohio State fan, I was you know what? We lost to you guys 4 years in a row. Spike the flag and make us feel embarrassed that we lost to you guys.
I just think that's disrespectful on another team's field. And if you want to invite a fight and pushing and shoving, that's what you try to do. There was a year that the Florida Gator players in warmups kept going to the Seminole logo in the middle of the field and trying to mess it up. And it's, show a little bit of respect in your opponent's home field. And I just think that's kind of ridiculous. And I just, it's not going to lead to anything that's going to be good after the game. I thought the Michigan running back who made comments about, hey, this is just not the way to do it. This takes away from the game. It takes from all the players. We got 4 quarters to fight each other on the field. And when that's over, it should be over.
Yeah,
and I completely agree with that.
Yeah, the one thing I do want to say about that running back's comments was basically Ohio State's comment about like he said Ohio State should learn how to lose. They weren't really mad about the fact that they lost. They were mad about the fact that the Michigan stomped on the field, stomped on the O, and tried to plant the flag in the middle. Though, they were more upset about that compared to you guys. They're just sore losers. They just want to fight us. No, you guys planted the flag there, so.
Yep. No, I completely agree with that.
But Ryan Day does need to be fired though. Without Jim Harbaugh, without JJ McCarthy, without Blake Corum there, and yet you still lost in the Horseshoe in Columbus. Why?
You're gonna fire Ryan Day. Absolutely. You understand his record against Michigan is 1-4.
Yes.
Do you know what his record is other than Michigan?
Something like 33-2. I know it's bad.
47-1. 47-1. And you're gonna fire that guy. If he goes anywhere else in the country and keeps his record somewhat close to this, and he's not in the Big Ten or whatever they're now called.
Ohio State fans only care about the big game. Sure, yeah, it was super nice, that they got us to the college football playoff. Yeah, it was very nice. But you know what? He did go to the college football playoff. But guess what happened? Lost to Alabama in 2021 against Mac freaking Jones. Then you know what happened in 2022? At the stroke of midnight to Happy New Year 2023, the field goal kicker missed against Georgia.
Well, I just, for me, I got Ryan Day. I think is a good coach. He's got a monkey on his back with Michigan. Yeah, but it was fun for me to watch them lose and Miami lost. It kind of eased the pain of Florida State just stinking up the field yet again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't fun. Bobby put in the notes, Santa Suits on the Loose is also on the 14th of December. I can guarantee you if they're running that race at the beach, there will be waves that day. That is like a guarantee. We won't get waves for weeks. But then when they do the Santa Suits on the Loose run, that's always the day that they're surfed because I'm dodging through the run to get to my favorite surf spot. So I'm predicting and telling all you surfers, it's been 2.5 weeks without waves. Get ready for waves on the 14th for sure. The Santa on the Suits is the Loose. Damn Buckeyes. Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right, Andy. At least Alabama can. At least. I mean, there has been some instances of Georgia being Alabama, like the 2023 22 national championship game. That was against Alabama. They got the national championship against Alabama. So
question for Andy, Georgia fan extraordinaire. If Georgia loses to Texas in the SEC championship game, do they still deserve a spot in the 12-team playoff? Because that'll be 3 or 4 losses for them.
That'll be 3 losses for them.
So do you take? I mean, to me, that's got to completely not only screw up the how the SEC how the committee picks their 12 teams, but it takes all the other teams that didn't make it to the SEC championship game with 3 losses, and it kind of pushes them lower down the scale.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely don't think I don't think Alabama's going to make it either. In the college football playoff, Georgia.
I don't think they're making it.
It'll be more of a question mark there, because I think it all depends on how well Clemson does in the ACC championship as well. If they win, then because they might see like SMU as like a weaker compared to like Clemson, like they.
What do you take if Clemson were to win? SMU would have 2 losses, but made it to the championship game. Miami would have 2 losses, but they lost to Georgia Tech and they lost to Syracuse. So where do you put that? It's always fun for me when someone says we need to expand, whether it's the NCAA basketball tournament or now the football, because we can fix the problems if we just expand. What they end up doing is just moving the problem down numbers-wise, right? When it was 2 teams, everyone was complaining about being the 3rd team, and I got left out. Now there's going to be 12 teams, and the 13th and 14th teams are going to be complaining about we got left out. So you got Oregon as 1.
Yeah, I have so this is based off like the postseason start now because it would be based off like the 4 byes are based off like the highest 4 conference champions. So that'll be like Oregon, Texas number 2, SMU 3, Boise State 4, then whoever's like the 5th ranked champion. Think right now it's like it's going to be Arizona State possibly, so they'll be like the 12th seed. So trying to think, they're going to put in Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's in.
Yes.
There's no way Notre Dame's not in.
No way. Tennessee's going to make it, or Ohio State's going to make it. Penn State's going to make it. Just like that great bubbler. I'm looking at the top 25 right now. Maybe put in Indiana.
Indiana should be in my mind.
Yes, indeed. I do think they're going to put in Georgia and Tennessee. They're not going to put in Alabama.
No, Alabama's out.
Yeah.
Alabama's out.
No.
I don't see them making it. But I don't see you see 4 teams potentially from the SEC, because if you put Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, and then who was your other team from the SEC in?
Georgia, Tennessee, maybe.
What about South Carolina?
That's if you're not going to put in South Carolina, If you're not going to put in Alabama, then you're not putting in South Carolina. I'm sorry.
Yep.
They had a great run so far, but they might be like Gable.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making playoffs.
Okay. All right. Can you explain something political to me?
Oh, geez.
Well, let's do Jaguars first.
All right.
How bad was the hit on Trevor Lawrence yesterday?
It was. I watched that game in our quad box on YouTube TV with like Red Zone, the Arizona game with my friend Aiden. The Steelers game was against the Bengals. Yeah, we won. And then we had the Texans Jaguars game on.
Mm-hmm.
That was. I know I've seen some like nasty hits, I remember like Ron Jaworski getting like knocked out by Lawrence Taylor in the 1980s. I saw like Joe Flacco getting slid again, then they getting hit by a player directly in the head. Vontaze Burfict against Vontaze Burfict hitting Antonio Brown. That wasn't the nastiest hit I've seen, but you still shouldn't be doing that in the NFL.
And like that player for the Texans has a history of some questionable hits.
Choke Tom Brady.
Hit some guy. I mean, hit a guy out of bounds. I mean, I was watching his low light reel, not a highlight reel. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is just not good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you ruin the game when you start knocking players out like that.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that hit reminded me of the old CBS intro into Sunday Football, where they had all the big hits, which are all now illegal. Like if you watch the intro for CBS football, Sunday Football back in the 80s, almost every one of those hits would now get somebody ejected or fined. And so I'm just watching it going, I just can't believe I just saw that.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of the Jaguars, Lawrence's teammates for standing up for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
All right, so do you have all your teams figured out?
Yeah, so...
What do you got for me?
So I have Oregon number 1, Texas number 2, SMU 3, and Boise State number 4.
So you have Texas beating Georgia.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Then I have Penn State 5, Notre Dame 6, Tennessee 7, Ohio State 8, Georgia 9, Indiana 10, Miami at number 11, then Arizona State at 12. There as the last conference champion.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, but of course, obviously, we still have to play the college the conference championship games Saturday.
Do you know when the national championship game is scheduled to be played? Do you know the date?
January 20th, I believe.
What else happens January the 20th?
Oh, geez.
Oh, geez. Who scheduled that?
I'm guessing someone that wants to be distracted that day.
So apparently Taylor Swift didn't have a major concert somewhere, so they put both of those events on that day.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what I'm going with.
Do you think he's going to show up that day?
I think he's going to show up that day. Yeah, I do.
All right.
I do. Not at the game. I think he's going to show up at the inauguration.
Well, so you don't think Trump's going to show up at the national championship game that same day?
It depends where it's at.
I believe it's in Texas, maybe. Let me double check.
I never understood the entire. You know, I get the swearing in ceremony and the speech and all that stuff, but the party's all night long. I'm like, it's in
Atlanta, Georgia.
It's a bit. He can make that.
Yeah, he can make that.
He'll be there at halftime.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
I got him at halftime to a standing ovation. It's his kind of crowd.
For sure.
It's his kind of crowd. Steph Hollis is coming in, so if you want to go grab her,
okay.
I will chit chat with these guys a little bit because we got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. Andy, I was in the diner on Sunday morning. The service was amazing. The food was fantastic, and I didn't even get to make fun of you for you guys taking the leprechaun away from Notre Dame. Literally the leprechaun. And Andy, if you went to bed and did not watch all 8 of the overtimes, you need to let me know. You owe me breakfast if you didn't. And I did, like I said, I did fall asleep. So we do have Steph Hollis coming in. Steph will be here in a minute. Blake's going to be back in. We're going to do a little bit of politics. We've got an amazing 6 questions today for our 5 questions on Monday. We've been a little bit off. Amanda is out all week. She's enjoying vacation. Davey will be here tomorrow. I have a planning and zoning meeting, which starts sometime at 1. And we'll probably run until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So my community service, so to speak. But so we got a long planning and zoning meeting tomorrow. Be back Wednesday. Levi will be in here Wednesday. Blake will be back on Wednesday. Clay, for those of you who have not seen Clay will be in tomorrow with Davey. He was supposed to be in and produce today, but was feeling a little under the weather. And I said, Clay, buddy, take the day off. Just take the day off and rest and relax. He's been working really hard on his stuff away from the 904 now. So, but he'll be in tomorrow. So if you guys want to see a Clay sighting, tomorrow is the day to hear Clay, not so much see Clay, but he will be in here in the studio with Davey. And then I will be back Wednesday with Levi. We'll have a lot of fun. Blake will be in here. And then on Thursday, we'll do trivia. We'll wrangle up some people. Just get in where you can, Doc. Just get in when you can. It's all okay.
But I'm your last choice.
No, I had 3 more after you.
Oh, you did?
I did. I had 3 more after you.
Oh, I moved up the
Yes.
rank.
All of them were going to tell me no because they were my kids. They're like, no, Dad, I've done that with you. No,
so
Dad,
I just
I've done
barely eke out over your
No, Dad.
All right.
We've got that. All right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We did a whole bunch of sports ball stuff, so we're good to go there. So now I have to ask Blake the question that is driving me nuts all day long. So in 1 year, one of our political parties has ruined democracy for me, and now they have ruined justice for me. Can you explain the pardon, Blake Blevins? Would you have pardoned Hunter Biden, and can you explain this to me?
It would depend on who won the election. I know when Biden when Biden saw the Trump won the election, he's like, oh dang it, I have to do this now. Dang it. Oh well, I ain't coming back now because you guys don't want me. Have fun, guys.
So you would have pardoned your son?
Oh yeah. Depends on the severity of the crime. Like I think what was it for Hunter? Was it tax evasion technically?
Tax evasion and falsifying a report.
But he got pardoned for everything that for a 10-year span, for anything and everything he may have done. That's pretty good.
I think that's a dad knowing his son.
And,
I don't want you coming to me 6 weeks after I'm out of office and going, Dad, I never brought this up.
There was this one thing.
There was this one thing I never told you and Mom about, or you and Jill about. So, yeah, I think that it was interesting today. I read an article that said, well, now that he can't be prosecuted, they can call him before Congress and ask him every single question and he can't take the fifth.
Oh, they should.
And I'm like,
just out of curiosity.
Trust me, Jim Jordan has thought of that.
Just out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's getting prosecuted, but now we just want to know.
We just want to know.
We just want to know the truth behind China and Ukraine and all. We just want to know.
We just want to know. So here's my other question. Are there 2 more pardons coming? Right?
From
Joe Biden, are there 2 more pardons coming?
Is one of them going to be for Joe Exotic?
No, it's not. I think one of them will be for his brother.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way he's leaving office with the brother hanging out there, and the other's for himself. The one thing that we've been told, Trump's going to have to pardon himself. Trump's going to have to pardon himself. Joe Biden is. Yeah, I don't see it not happening.
As he kept saying, nobody's above the law.
Nobody's above the law.
And if they could prosecute Trump for
the law,
and
no.
But then now, so the big question is, will Trump reciprocate this behavior? And when he gets into office, pardon all the people that are being held for January 6 crimes?
So I don't know every detail of every person that has been prosecuted.
Right.
I
don't think anybody does, except
I don't know. Right. Here's my thoughts on this. Right. If you went into someone's office and you did damage in the office, you picked up the speaker's podium and you should you should have some penalty for
Sure.
that.
Mhm.
If you walked through in the public area, didn't touch anything, didn't have an altercation with a police officer, didn't throw anything, nothing, right? I don't think you should be spending time in jail. Should there be a fine? Should there be some type of Yes. But I don't see that in the same light as fighting with police and doing any kind of damage to the building itself. Walking through the building and spending a year in jail when people have done far worse than that, I have a hard time with that. So I don't know that there's a blanket for everybody. I think some people probably should have spent some time in jail for that. But I don't think being there at the rally was reason to go to jail. And I don't think walking through when the doors were open and the police are standing there is a reason to go to jail either. I just don't see, considering what I saw in Wisconsin when, I can't remember, Scott, whoever was the mayor or the governor of Wisconsin, what the teachers union did to the Capitol building there and trashed it and nobody went to jail.
Well,
it's like, well, wait a minute. Where's the...
And I think
what's the fairness
that's
in that?
That's the big rub. I think if we could get away from the over hyperbole talk, the big problem is you see all these riots in Portland and burning down and all this. Nobody went to jail. People died out there. I mean, there were manslaughter, homicide, whatever version of killing you want to call it. People died. People were assaulted. There was real harm done, and this equal justice theory, and yet people are being held in jail for like 3 years because they were at this, whether you want to call it an insurrection or a rally or a riot, whatever you want to call it.
Stupidity. Let's call it exactly what it was. Like, it was stupid.
The thing your parents warned you don't, this is why you don't hang out with
If everybody in the crowd does something, are you going to do it too?
Exactly.
That's when you go, no, I'm not going to do that.
It was places you should avoid.
Yes.
When you know there's going to be trouble. So stupid, but just the complete hypocrisy and how all the justice was being carried out between all of the various uprisings and riots, and it was pretty. It
didn't rise to that level. If you're going to punish everybody at that level.
Punish everybody equally.
And if you're not going to, and you turn around and you say we're going to make examples out of this group of people because we don't like their politics. Exactly. We don't like the person they voted for. And we don't like the fact that they're upset about the election, and we're going to punish them. But we are not going to punish people who we agree with their politics. That's favoritism. That's not what our justice system is supposed to be. So it should have all been treated the same way. Blake.
Yes.
Will Hunter commit another crime in the next 5 years? What is your prediction?
In the next 5? I'm gonna say no. They might say yes, but I think no. I personally believe that he has cleaned up from what he was like when the whole laptop scandal broke out. I think this was like a major wake up call for him. So I say no.
Okay. Before I say anything, Steph, you have a prediction?
Depends on what you call a crime. Because he's in a class where certain rules don't apply to him.
But the law, no one's above the law. I've heard that somewhere this year and last year and the year before.
That's
like,
the thing.
Have you ever heard that saying before? No one's above the law.
That's what we all love to believe.
Yes.
But things that you and I would not be able to get away with are normal behaviors in certain groups.
Yeah.
And he's of that group. So, there are certain rules that don't apply to him.
I do agree with that. I think if you have money and you have lawyers and your
and it's not just a little
family
money.
Has influence, you're less likely to go to jail.
It's more about the money combined with the influence than it is just the money.
The influence is 100%. How much influence does your family have? So that's kind of the key one to me.
I think a no for my family, but I don't really want to test the limits on that though. My dad love.
Sorry, I'm grabbing news while you're talking to me. Say that again.
I definitely know my dad loves me, but I just don't want to test that limits of love.
How much influence he has?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that he doesn't have influence. It's that when he was in the county, he might have made 1 or 2 people mad.
Not Troy.
Just 1 or 2.
A lot of people.
We don't have enough fingers in this room to count all the people he might have mad over the years.
Uh-huh.
Yes, doing the right thing most of the time. So today, the Biden administration announced a big decision to block new mining in a key region, producing nearly half of the nation's coal over climate change concerns. It could be short-lived as President Trump prepares to make U.S. energy a focus. Biden's Bureau of Land Management, the BLM, recently approved an amendment to the Resource Management Plan, the RMP. We got way too much government. Come on, Vivek!
Doge.
To ban new federal coal leases and make 48.12 billion short tons of coal unavailable for leasing considerations in order to reduce greenhouse gases.
Yeah, that'll get overturned.
That was just a layup.
That's
for
gone.
Trump.
That's gone
a
in 60
layup
days.
for Trump, right? I think that's just done so that the left will fundraise off of it.
Absolutely.
Look what Joe Biden did. When he was president, it won't tell you that he waited till the 11th hour of his presidency to do this, but they will tell you that Donald Trump has just made the place.
It's kind of like securing the border with executive orders 3 years after you undid all the executive orders that had the border secure.
Donald Trump just increased the existential threat to every human on the planet by allowing us to dig coal. Not looking at the fact that the Chinese are digging coal and using coal mines as much as they possibly. We're not going to talk about that because that's clean coal over there because it's Chinese coal. Doesn't impact us.
Threats.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys been watching Landman at all? The new Taylor Sheridan?
Mm-mm.
Taylor Sheridan has done a lot of teachable moments in his different series about things. There was a great one in Yellowstone about a vegan complaining about cattle being killed and eaten. And John Dutton says, have you ever seen a field that's planted with sorghum or whatever you're now eating?
Mm-hmm.
And they kill every animal in the field. Everything gets killed so you can eat this plant.
Mm-hmm.
But you feel virtuous because you're eating the plant and you're not thinking about all the animals that were killed so that they could plant this stuff in the field, plus all the pesticides and everything else, right, that they're using. So Billy Bob Thornton plays the landman in this company, and he takes the lawyer out, and they're looking at a site that there was an accident at, and she wants to go see the windmills. And he takes her to the windmill and then explains how the windmill will never produce enough electricity to offset its own carbon footprint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a great magical moment of how much petrochemicals are in everything. They're in every piece of plastic. They're in vehicles. They're in the tires. They're in the roads. They're in all this stuff. It was just a great moment. I mean, Sheridan he's bringing back like dudes in shows, which has been great.
What network is that on?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
You go watch it on Paramount Plus. It's really good. I did the Paramount Plus subscription like 3 or 4 years ago because there were a couple of decent Star Trek series on. Mm-hmm. And then when the Yellowstone prequel started hitting on that, I was like, okay, I'm now completely addicted.
1883 and
1923.
23.
Yeah, the 1923 is in my opinion.
Is that your favorite?
That's my favorite.
I liked them both.
Yeah,
I watched the 1923.
Yeah, if Spencer was around, I'd be like, Spencer, can I be your buddy? Can I just hang out with you? I just thought the whole Spencer and Alex relationship thing was amazing. Yeah. Just a great, and they're going to start airing that on TV the 8th. December the 8th, they'll start airing that on TV, which will be good. Mm. And the Yellowstone, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might not have watched the episode last night. The last 2 episodes have been really, really good.
Yeah,
they've been
I
really
am
good.
So many seasons behind on Yellowstone because I did not watch it for a long time. And I started out with the 2 prequels first.
Yes. Yep.
And then I was watching some of them, but I've been doing a little traveling. So I have.
Yeah, you've been busy. You've been busy. Yes. So, Blake, does Biden pardon himself?
Yes.
You've got him at the full pardon for himself and his brother.
I don't think it's going to be a full pardon, but definitely I think yes, he will pardon himself for something. And I'm not sure exactly what thing he might be pardoning himself for, but definitely yes.
So do you think Democrats are upset that some of the things, and I joked with you early on about the democracy, right? And Biden got bumped. He got all the votes and he gets bumped and they replace him. So democracy which we were told was the most paramount thing we had to protect, and then the rule of law. Both of these things have been, in the last 5 months, completely flaunted in the face of Democrats. Do you think that does anything to Democratic morale? Are you upset about it?
No.
Party above principles.
That's exactly right.
Disappointing.
Welcome to the Republican world.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely think like there's a part of my head that just thinks like, you know what, he's just doing all those things because he knows like he's gonna be in trouble once Trump comes in. He's like, you know what, go ahead, can't mess with my son anymore. You're done. Like here you go. Here's a pardon. And I don't. There's a part of me that says he might pardon himself, but I think he will pardon himself. But also might be because like there might have been a lot of people in the Democratic Party that says like please don't pardon Hunter, or please don't pardon yourself. He's got like, you know what, you guys kick me out of the party. I don't have to listen to you anymore. I'm a lame duck president. Here you go. Your
camera's out of focus too.
Oh come on.
I know.
Plain blurry.
Yeah. It looks. Actually, he didn't shave today, and that's why he just. No, I'm just kidding. Blake's gonna fix that. I really think if Biden wanted to get revenge for being booted from the ticket, you're always supposed to leave a letter for the next president coming in. If I was Biden, I wouldn't leave a letter. I would leave a package with all kinds of information, and I would say, look, I pardoned my son and my brother and myself.
Here you go.
So, but I do want you to know that there are some people you might want to look into, and some of them gave you a hell of a time when you were president 4 years ago. So here's all of Nancy Pelosi's stock trades and all the phone calls she made and the information she knew about, because Nancy knifed him. Nancy took him out, right? And Joe Biden, if Joe Biden leaves Trump, the roadmap to get Nancy Pelosi, that would be the greatest political revenge ever.
I would have some respect for Joe if he had the guts to do that.
It would be. It's not like she could do anything to him. And I don't think it's Joe that would do it. I think it's Jill. It's 100%. Well, Jill's the one that would leave that.
You know, she's a bitter mess.
You
Absolutely.
Go ahead and sign this right here, honey. You sign this, and we'll leave that for that president.
I think that would be so cool.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
I would love it.
Look now. Okay, it looks like I need to squat.
You look better?
You're a little too tall there.
You're just so tall. What are you, 6'9"?
Sorry, 5'11".
6'9".
You have to sit lower. Just
wrong lever.
Yep. All right.
There we go.
So, Thanksgiving. Any funny stories over Thanksgiving?
Not really for me. But also though, the funniest thing over Thanksgiving was seeing the Bears head coach now call a timeout on the last drive and on the last play. Did you watch the Bears Lions game?
I didn't watch it. I saw the memes. I saw, I guess, like basically which one of these is different, and it was everyone else would call a timeout and which guy wouldn't. And I figured he must not have called a timeout, but I didn't watch it.
He didn't. It was. I think it was like 9. I think it was like 12 seconds left. Caleb Williams was in field goal range. The Bears were in field goal range. Caleb Williams and Matt Eberflus didn't call a timeout. They were just staying there. Williams just tried to do like a last second play. Didn't work. They were in field goal range. It was like 23-20 Lions. So they were field. That was I would have went to overtime.
You know who would have called timeout? 100% who would have called timeout? Austin Reed would have called timeout. Because he's a St. Augustine kid and he knows how to call timeout. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Austin Reed has. Right. So I think that it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Also in the House, it's just like one seat now. And you've got special elections coming up. Michael Waltz, who is our congressman.
Yes.
Randy Fine, I think, is the state senator who Donald Trump has endorsed, is going to be running for that seat. I think those races are going to be incredibly expensive. If I'm a Democrat and I want any chance of slowing Trump down, I'm putting millions and millions and millions of dollars into those races. Even though the majority of them are red districts, I am putting a ton of money in. Mm-hmm. And if I'm the Republicans, I got to match that because you can't afford to lose 1 or 2 or 3 seats.
No, especially Waltz's district is red, but the way they remapped it. He had an opponent 2 cycles ago, I think.
Yes.
That was, I wouldn't say a strong Democrat opponent, but I mean, he had a little bit of a fight.
Yeah, I still think you're gonna.
I mean, I agree with you. They'll try.
But if I'm Trump and that massive get out the vote campaign, I am putting it out in every district. If we don't win this district, all of this becomes chaos, and you're going to see massive turnout on the Republican side in those states. And I think he's picked most of them are from fairly safe places, but you never know. I mean, you get one knucklehead that gets put in there out of a primary, and all of a sudden we're battling that uphill. So
you never know.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but no, I agree. Although they're probably still looking for all their money since. What did they spend $2.5 billion on per campaign?
It was a lot of money. Blake, could you have used that $1 billion in a better? If you had $1 billion to run a campaign, how far away would you run, and what country would you be hiding in that doesn't have extradition?
Ooh, I'll probably say, what's a good one? I'll probably say, Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yeah.
Okay. You're just going because the Penguins told you to go
there. Yay!
All right, we got 5 questions.
Okay.
Right? Because Dr. Hollis said, please don't make me do trivia. So I think she hates trivia as much as Clay hates trivia. So, all right. When should Christmas decorations be put out on display? What date? Because I walked through a lot of stores after Halloween, weeks before Thanksgiving, and Christmas was everywhere. And I'll wait and say, what date do you think?
In the stores?
In the stores, in your house, what dates?
Residentially, the day after Thanksgiving is okay.
Okay.
Stores, if you want to decorate the day after Thanksgiving, so maybe the weekend before Thanksgiving is okay. In stores to buy stuff.
Mr. Blevins.
Never
called your dad that, but
please don't call my dad that. Thank you. I'll probably say for decorating the house the day after Thanksgiving as well. For picking up supplies at a store, I mind it being November 1st, like the day after Halloween. That's fine.
See, I think I don't mind stores decorating a little early, but if I think in one store I went in, it was before Halloween.
Yeah, don't do that.
Halloween had not happened, and Christmas music was already playing, and I'm like, that is just way too soon.
But we'll say that, like, so you can have the supplies out. Don't be blasting the music until the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the music until after Thanksgiving.
Pete already has a fear of Mariah Carey already because how many times he has to listen to that song while in the Target. So
he has a lot of reasons to go to therapy. We're not going to go into those. We don't have enough time left in this show. No. I think at home for us, I always don't want to decorate till December 1st. We did get our tree up yesterday, which is the first time we've gotten that up on December 1st. And then in a long time. And then the other is I don't want the stores until sometime around Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving. It's just too early. I know that the Christmas season is a huge percentage. I want to say it's 20 to 30% of retailers' income. So I get it, but it kind of takes the specialness out of it if you get it there too soon.
Feels a little forced.
Yes. All right. What's the perfect, Blake, December temperatures during the day and night? I mean, we've had a really cold week this week. Some people are complaining. Perfect temp. What do you think the perfect Florida December temperatures are?
I'll probably gonna say 65 degrees in like 65 degrees high, 54 degrees low.
All right.
You know I'm an island girl.
I cannot wait for this triple digit reply.
No.
Do not say 90. Do not say 90.
No, I wasn't going to say 90.
No, you were going to say.
I like a little change of seasons.
Yes.
So I'm going to say daytime high with sun, 72.
Okay.
Nighttime low, because I like a fire pit.
Yep.
I'll go down to 50.
See, I'm in that 50, low 50s to low 70s range as well.
Because it's pleasant,
It's
right?
nice. Yeah.
It's a change, but it's not what we got going on now. No.
I know.
Absolutely not.
I sat out last night and a t-shirt, and I didn't even have shoes on. I was out in the backyard, and it was awesome just watching the birds fly back to the alligator farm. And
well, you're probably a little warmer on the island.
I was still pretty chilly.
It was chilly. We had the fire pit going, but then you can drink the bourbon in the fire pit. Like it's.
I'm not saying I didn't have a bourbon last night. I just said it was. I just said it was good. All right, Christmas show that you are most looking forward to, like the Christmas specials. You have a Christmas special. We could just go around and name a bunch of them, but
Die Hard.
That was number 4 on my list.
Is that a Christmas movie?
It is 100% on my list.
Absolutely a Christmas movie.
Yes. I'm a huge Charlie Brown Christmas fan.
That's a standard.
Because one year we were sent out to get a Christmas tree. We went in the woods to cut one down. And we came back with the worst Christmas tree ever and a seagull with a broken wing.
I was going to say, did anyone go to the ER?
Oh, no one went to the ER. But my mom for years would be like, go get a Christmas tree, Vernon, but do not bring back a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And so we just have laughed for forever and ever. Blake, what about you?
So I'm going to say Frosty Snowman because that's Ty's favorite thing to watch during Christmas time. Also for like a live show, I'll definitely say like the Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting. That's like just seeing that big tree light up is like that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Although it has to be in liberal New York City though.
I know. I also I think I give a big shout out to the original Grinch. The cartoon Grinch.
Yes.
That's
a classic.
Classic and so much fun to watch.
Classic original Grinch. And Rudolph, Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph, yeah, I was a big Yukon Cornelius fan. I love that guy.
It's fun to watch all the old ones from the 80s.
We had a kid in college that we were all sitting around watching, I guess it was maybe freshman or sophomore year, and every character that came on, if you anyway resembled the character, you got that nickname until Christmas break. And one of the guys looked just like Herbie, who wanted to be a dentist. Yeah. Oh, man. Young Jim Harris got that name for a long time. He got that. And the other is It's a Wonderful Life. You can't watch It's a Wonderful Life without crying at least twice.
I can.
I love that. You're not a Wonderful Life fan? Not enough gunplay for you, Miss Diehard?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I thought it was a great movie. Awesome movie. All right. Christmas food that you look forward to every year.
Oh. All right. I'll go first. Jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
Well, our Christmas food tradition for the last few years, because we've been trying to, we try to be in the Bahamas for Christmas. Mm-hmm. So we have a new tradition other than the turkey and all that is we do filet mignon and lobster tail.
Oh.
So
suddenly Blake is coming with you.
It's hard to beat.
That's a good Christmas food.
All right.
But growing up, the traditional turkey, cornbread dressing, all the fixing.
Do you have extra butter to dip in?
Of course.
Okay. Do you put a little Old Bay in the butter to help?
Of course.
All right.
Gotta do it.
No, wait, hold on. Do you actually use butter or do you use country crock? There's a difference.
That's not butter, honey.
No. I know.
No, real butter.
Okay.
Real butter.
Land O'Lakes over here.
Real
all right.
Real butter.
Real. I get like the Irish butter.
Yes.
The big. Yeah.
Do you actually churn your own butter?
I have before.
All right.
I have.
All right.
Yeah, I think all of those are really good. When I was a kid, we did honey baked ham.
Oh.
So it was turkey for Thanksgiving, honey baked ham for Christmas. We've done a lot of different things. I'm like, I don't mind throwing a good steak on the grill or something. When the kids were around, it was more ham and stuff like that. Now that it's just Darcy and I, it's like, okay, what do you want to eat? And we'll get at the chop shop or and get that stuff.
Well, Christmas Eve, my mom has a huge family. She has 5 sisters and a brother, and so Christmas Eve, when we would be up in Athens for Christmas. Christmas Day was the traditional ham and turkey and all that, but Christmas Eve was the cool time for the adults. I usually, because I was an oldest grandchild, I got lumped in. And all night would be oysters, appetizers, football, beer, whatever. And, so I remember that, like the Christmas Eve was the fun kind of party night with shucking oysters and doing all of that. So.
We used to we'd all go to Christmas Eve service. We'd invite a couple other families over, and we'd have at least 2 families, sometimes 3 families over for Christmas Eve. So we'd have this a big deal at I'd have to go rent tables.
Yeah.
For the
So what would
inside
you
house.
do Christmas Eve food-wise? Prime rib or?
No.
Okay.
This was I didn't realize. So Darcy would make stuffed shells.
Oh,
So the pasta
so
shells
you went
and
pasta.
and I didn't realize I'm not a spinach fan. We were probably 5 or 7 years into this tradition before I realized there was spinach in it. So
She made you eat your vegetables.
man.
I
But that
love
was
it.
something
I love Darcy.
she could prep, and then we could come
Yes.
home after church, throw that in. By the time we did some appetizers and drinks, that would cook, and it was an easy kind of
Easy,
cleanup as
exactly.
well. So yeah, that was there were people all the time asking about shells. All right, this is our last question of the day. Seems to be a trend going around. I'm not going to do it because I never really officially, I think I was only on Twitter for a little while and was on it because Troy told me that's where he got all his news. And I was trying to keep up with him and I was like, I can't do the news on Twitter.
I can't do Twitter.
It just wasn't for it. So anyway, have you joined Blue Sky?
No.
Blake, have you joined Blue Sky?
What is Blue Sky?
Go ahead, Blake. Enlighten the world.
I have it as a backup. I did sign up for an account. I'm not posting stuff on there. I do follow like some people, but I don't. I still go to Twitter more often than that. Okay, sorry for using the wrong name. Oh, my bad. Oh no, how unfortunate. I'm using someone else's dead name. Oops.
So Charles Xavier, that X, is that the one you're talking about? He was fictional.
I know.
Anyway, I have no plans of joining another social media platform.
No, I can't even.
No,
I can't.
Yeah, some think I think I only have like 3, maybe 4 that really like that I'm really part of, like Facebook, obviously because of 9for Now and this show, Instagram, Snapchat, and then like X.
I'm a big Rumble fan. I love Rumble. I think Rumble's the way to go.
Yeah, because
Now, what is Rumble similar to?
Rumble's more similar to YouTube, but it's a lot more like open about like what you can talk about on the platform compared to like stringent YouTube.
I remember MySpace. I mean, I'm just. I can't.
I was too young
I have
for
the
MySpace.
Facebook and the Instagram, and that's about all I can.
Well,
do.
the funny is I have my kids range in age from 32 down to 23. And so as the middle kids got out of college, they would call the younger kids, say, hey, what's this new social media platform? Do I really have to do that? And sometimes Matt would be like, yeah, that one's a good one. Or no, don't do that one. Don't do that. That one's not a good. Because they went from.
So since you were eavesdropping on their conversation.
No. I would just listen. We just be having conversations. But because they were all on Facebook. It was MySpace, and they went to Facebook, and then they went to Snapchat. And some of them are still on Snapchat. But then some of them have migrated to some of these other platforms, and Instagram being probably more the one. No, we're on Facebook. I hate Facebook's censorship platform. I hated what they did during the pandemic. I hated what they did about election talk. I love it because we're all used to it using it, but we're migrating. We're going to Rumble after the first of the year,
Really?
and we want you guys to be able to freely speak. And I want to be able to freely speak.
That's
And I know Zuckerberg finally kissed ass and went down to Mar-a-Lago, but it doesn't forgive the shit that he's done over the years.
Yeah.
And I can say it this deep into the show because the algorithm quit listening.
Okay,
a while
good.
ago. But
I was going to say, I almost fell out there.
Nah, I just don't have a whole lot of love for the Facebook platform.
No, the main reason I stay on it is to keep up with my family members who.
Yes.
That's how I know where they're traveling and what they're up to. And that's really the only, I rarely post anything anymore other than just, I repost our company things to try to be a good market person.
That's it.
That's all I can do.
That's it. Blake,
I like your things. I like 80 Davis. Give the thumbs up.
Any last parting words for no one's above the law comment today?
We always knew some people were always above the law to begin with. It's just the way society goes. We always know that there's always someone that can get off scot-free. Like it's always it happened in the past. It happened last week. It's always going to happen.
I think that Hunter Biden should adopt the Peter Warwick version of his answer when asked, "Do you feel like you?" It's like, it's not like I killed anybody. I'm not Ted Kennedy. I think you should just answer with that. That should be his answer, and he should just roll with it. Too much, Blake? All right. This has been the Mike Davis Show. Davey will be here tomorrow. I've got planning and zoning. Clay will be here tomorrow. So those of you that want a Clay hearing, not a sighting, join tomorrow. And then Blake and I will be back on Wednesday with Levi. Maybe an extra guest, maybe not. Steph Hollis, thanks for being the third to last person that I called to fill in today. We'll see you guys later in the week.